Thank you, Wayne. It's really nice to be here. And since we're all professionals and we all come with a lot of agendas and a lot of possibilities and a lot of ideas, just to put us on the same page for the short time together, let's really explore internal and external, just basic definitions, concepts of curing and healing and woundedness, and then we will look at moral distress and soul pain, and then look at some possible strategies to facilitate healing in caregivers. So I would just like to start looking at this. Come on in. To look at this as an image for all of us, for all of our lives, personally and professionally. One of the things that I have found very useful in my work, and I know many nurses in here do it, is all of you in this room certainly know what these buildings are. And it is an analogy of what happens when you and I don't take care of ourselves. And what happens when you hold this heart like this. It has no song and it has no melody. But when we look at addressing our woundedness, going deep within ourselves, what must we do? It's learn how to listen to our song, to our own inner dialogue. And you know what this bowl is going to do. It's going to sing. And this is what's required. How can we put these moments of going deep within ourselves every single day and doing the work? I'll just share with you one of the other things that I find very useful, because in hospitals I do a lot of work there. You can't light candles. But these little battery-operated candles are, again, an analogy, particularly when you don't have PowerPoint on the units working with nurses. And, you know, with these. And again, the analogy, how quickly can we make that light within ourselves burn bright? And it's a matter of pushing this little button on the bottom. And we have so much light in here now, you can't really see it. But once again, how quickly, this being one strategy, it's literally a breath in and a breath out. So as Wayne said, thank you, and Samueli Institute was a sponsor for the Florence Nightingale Centennial Celebration, and it was a very exciting story. And one of the objectives that we have in our Nightingale Initiative is how do we raise the voices of nurses around the world? We have 15 million nurses working worldwide on the ground, really engaged in caring and healing. So the work is extremely challenging all around every single day, and I want to just share a bit of what it is in this energy, and I will speak through a nursing lens, and I invite you with all of your disciplines in here, what is your lens and how do you bring caring and healing into your life, into your work? And so within nursing we use the Venn diagrams, which is a way of bringing our knowing and doing and our being together. The area that's really left out because of the challenges is the being. And I must tell you, after 45 years in nursing, particularly the first 25 years in my career, the focus was on critical care, and it was not on the qualitative, the interiority of reflection. It was the quantitative, the exterior. So let's begin to develop this a little bit. And Wayne mentioned Florence Nightingale. And in my theory of integral nursing, I have used a lot of the work of the great integralist. One who has certainly popularized this is the American philosopher Ken Wilber. And within this model, what he challenges and other integralists is to look at both the interiority of our life and looking at the four perspectives and dimensions of who we are. The individual interior and the individual exterior, and then the collective interior and exterior. So the individual interior is how we reflect in our own selves. What are those skills externally in which we do our work? The collective interior, this is one level of, and particularly this room is exquisite when we sit like this as compared to, say, at a rectangle table. Something different, the energy changes. Some of you came a little bit early and you could hear some sounds of monks singing. Some of you came and were able to get a nourishing snack and talk together. The collective exterior then is how we get together the exterior skills of increasing our capacities to bring safe and loving, caring care to the work. So let's put this in a diagram and look at, and you see here the dotted lines that come in. The reason I'm spending just a tad of time on this, if you want to read the whole theory, you can go to my website, dossey.com. There are a lot of information there. But what I did was create 4 quadrants here, and again, the area where we spend the least amount of time at work is this interiority.
How can we take care of ourselves at the work? Each of us have our way of doing it. So this is the intentional and the personal way of being. The we then, the collective we, how do we come together to be in dialogue and to have those conversations where we really change, where we really respect each other? And you can see the words that popped here on this model, which are really important. And all of us in this room either are reading research or are doing research, and how important it is to look at both the qualitative and the quantitative aspects of the work and the studies that we're doing and reading. So the it is the external. This upper right quadrant, this is modern medicine. This is where I personally got all my rewards for 25 years in, really in clinical practice. And it's the behavioral, it's the biological. And then in this lower right then is the it's. This is the systems. And it is all the different structures, all the departments in the hospital trying to make them more effective. And then you can see what popped on the right side is the objective, the measurable, and the quantitative data. So let's begin to build on this. And I want to take us back to where we work every single day, to the level of the micro. And as we walk in that world, I love to use this analogy of the spotted owl. And what do we know about this spotted owl? It has been on and off the endangered species list. They are now saying that the life of this bird is threatened once again. But right now we have this bird and its family. Why? Because the habitat has been protected. Now, in 2002, I'm sure many of you, particularly nurses in this room, know Janet Quinn's work. And she wrote an exceptional article, and the title of that was Revisioning the Nursing Shortage, a Call to Caring and Healing in the Healthcare System. This was in 2002. And in this article, she called nurses endangered species. She called caregivers endangered species. And I think most of you would agree in here that we do have days that go back and forth with caregivers really being endangered species. And again, how are we going to move this forward where hospitals truly are healing environments? And I would also like to say, sitting here at Samueli, on your way out, if you don't know a lot of these publications, they have racks of articles that they have published in peer-reviewed journals. And I am confronted with, does this really matter? And I often use Samueli references because they're so brilliant and they're so deep and really well researched. And so this is where we are right now, is learning how to protect this habitat and do different ways of being. So what are the challenges here? And y'all know what the life of a physician, a nurse, a social worker, psychologist, wherever the environment is, it is intense. And when you stop to take care of yourself, what do people say? Why are you wasting time? We don't have time to go to lunch. I don't have time to go to the bathroom. We hear that all the time. Looking at environments like this, all of these IV bags are going into one patient. This is a very difficult place to work in a critical care environment, and particularly being gowned and gloved. Probably some of y'all work and maybe in operating rooms. It's tough. It's very intense. The challenges that I think we have right now, to me, that are very exciting is, for example, this is an example when we explore curing and healing. It's not curing or healing, it's both simultaneously. So what you see in this particular image, these are two nurses that are doing that technical, that quantitative, gathering the data. But simultaneously, what do you see with the nurse over here on the right? She is delivering a form of healing touch. And this is what you see, taking that intention into doing the deep work in the moment.